Hello everyone, Scott Sylvan Bell coming to you live from Oahu. Got Kaneohe Bay behind me. It's September 2nd, 2014. I want to talk to you about sales process and one of the things that you can do to help yourself out. Now, doesn't matter what you have, doesn't matter what industry you're in, there's something that the competition looks at and they talk trash on about your product or your service. Now, it may be that you're the most expensive, so everybody goes, ooh, if you use XYZ company, they're the most expensive. Or, ooh, you know, if you use XYZ company, their product only comes in blue. So here's what you're gonna do is you're gonna point out whatever that flaw is and you're gonna steal it from the conversation from everybody else. And here's the thing, when you're selling to somebody, they're sitting there and they're looking for a flaw. They wanna believe you and they wanna believe that everything you're saying is the truth. But at the same time, they're in like their mind, there's something wrong. Point it out, what's wrong, because there's nothing that's perfect. So by the time that you take your process, if you sit down with them, if you are the most expensive company, you could let the people know, hey, we're not the cheapest company, but you're gonna get the best service possible. So dollar for dollar, I would say that for value, we are the least expensive company out there. And sometimes it seems like you're doing the political speaking, but at the same time, what you're doing is you're taking that objection off the table, and it allows them to listen to your conversation. And this is huge. You're allowing them to hear what you're saying instead of just sitting there thinking, they're like, all right, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. When you point it out, they're relieved. They're like, oh, thank goodness, now I can listen to the conversation. I don't have to look for it. And sometimes you're gonna have that buyer who wants to argue that fact with you. Who cares? Let them argue it with you. You gotta remember, if you're in sales, here's the thing. One of the things you have to remember, if you're in business and consumer sales, you're doing something for the most part that the people see maybe once every 5, 10, 15 years, or once in their lifetime. You do this every day, you might as well be very good at it, right? Right? I hope you believe that. If you're gonna do your job, you might as well be the best at it. You might as well work for the best company because that just makes sense. So point out your flaw, get it off the table, allow that person to go, you know what, you are right. You do have an expensive thing. And then, you know what, if your sales call starts at 9 o'clock and over here at 10:30, you haven't talked about money or anything along that, you don't have that ability to allow that fact for it to sink in. You know, some people need that. You gotta have that prime up front. They gotta have that information given them up front to know that it's okay. And then for the next hour, hour and a half, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, that process is gone. It's over with. They haven't even thought, it's out the door. So remember, first off, you practice how you play how you practice, go through your whole process, but point out your flaw, get it out of the room. And you know, sometimes it's gonna take a couple of times for you to get it right. And not every time when I roll out something or do I shoot a video, is it perfect the first time? Occasionally, I have to do it again and shoot the video again. So it's the same thing. Just because you've done something one time in the sales process and it doesn't work, doesn't mean that you can't try it again or go through that process or resculpt it or do something with it. Now, if you could do a favor for me in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story, that'd be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there's a subscribe button somewhere floating around over here. You can hit that also. And then there's like the sign that the thumbs up, that means it was really cool. Take your cursor, click that, or you know, actually tap it if you got a touch screen, that would be cool too. And then send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I always forget that one. Scott Sylvan Bell. Only Scott Bell with the Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.